Right. Yeah. Do we need to, we do, it's study session? Okay. Like to call the special meeting, the study session of the Civic Improvement Commission, Thursday, April 13th, 6:30 PM.
Okay, I'll do roll call. Commissioner Blocker,
Here.
Commissioner Coluccio,
Here.
Commissioner Russell, Commissioner Malcolm,
Here.
Commissioner Dooley,
Here.
Vice Chair Naylor, and Chair Yoshikawa.
Here.
Thank you.
All right. So the study session tonight, are there any oral requests? Do we need to go through the normal agenda? Okay, are there any oral requests? And new business, we've got the Neighborhood Association grant memo, the funding requests, and we'll be reviewing the Neighborhood Association Assistant Grant applications.
Okay, attached in your packet is a memo, and it goes over the applications that we've received, the funding request, and the projects that they anticipate that the grant monies will go towards. It's just a summarization of the applications. Typically, we have 5 applicants, but STAC is no longer an association, so we have 4, which will leave us $500 in the actual grant fund. However, we can't utilize that money because everybody just asked for 500. So that's that. Below, you'll find that the funding has to reflect the items below. They have to follow this criteria. I'm sorry, I'm a little tongue-tied this evening.
Okay.
Following that memo, we have an application summary again, which shows the boundaries, the amount they requested, just sort of a quick information about what their associations are, how many members, the bylaws, and again, the projects. And I've also attached to the packet the policy. So if you guys want to take a look at that or have any questions, that's available too. And then following the policy are the applications.
Thank you, Diana.
Thank you.
Quick question on the, sorry, can you explain the dual city boundaries? That's,
Yeah, that's Hammond Park.
Mhm.
They're surrounded by City of San Jose and Campbell. And so it's one association that encompasses both cities. And they also
Oh.
receive grant funding from San Jose and from Campbell for
Okay.
their neighborhood association
got it. Okay.
or for their neighborhoods. I think the other one might have been Stack and they're no longer.
Yeah, they might have a little pocket.
Oh,
They-
okay.
They may
okay.
bleed into San
Yeah.
Jose just a
It
touch,
might
but not
be, yeah,
nearly as
they're
much as
not
Hammond
like,
Park.
yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
I know that the applicants can receive a maximum grant of $500, but hypothetically, in a situation like this where we only have 4 applicants and we have $2,500 budgeted for funding, would they, even if they did request additional, we wouldn't be able to give it to them because it stated that the program allows a maximum of,
I
correct?
believe so, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then does that extra $500 that isn't utilized, can that be utilized by different programs in the city? Can that go to another line item?
I have to look and see. I believe that that's just for the grant, for the purposes of the neighborhood grant. But I'd have to check and make
Okay.
sure.
Because that would be interesting if we had any wiggle room, since it's already budgeted for the fiscal year, perhaps we could put that other $500 into this social services sub-grant.
We can ask.
Okay, thank
Yeah.
you.
I think also because we don't want to lose it.
Yeah, well, yeah, of course, we'd want it to go to good use
Council's very supportive of promoting neighborhoods. So I don't think that, there's other neighborhood associations in Campbell. They just didn't apply.
Right.
So I don't think the council would be looking at this time to reduce that.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Thank you. So does anyone need a few minutes to review the program guidelines or the policies, or the applications. I know the applications were already attached. So I don't know if you all had a chance to review them. And will a email reminder go out upon funding, or do we send them a reminder requesting the receipts and whatnot by what date?
Yes, so whatever the council or the commission proposes, we will follow that up with an email notifying the neighborhood associations. Following this meeting, during the regular meeting, there will be the public meeting for the neighborhood associations to present their, their associations and what they want to apply the cost to. And so they also, and I think at that same meeting, we're going to do the funding. So they'll be notified then too. It's also, the meeting's also available by Zoom. So if they want to attend by Zoom.
Okay, great. Thank you. Okay, anybody have questions on policy or applicants or funding amounts? Anybody need any more time to review? We've got plenty. One of the few times, yeah. This one's pretty cut and dry this year. Yeah, a lot easier than sometimes.
You have poor people asking for $500. It's not a lot, and probably not going to say no unless there's something on there that raises a huge red
Mhm.
flag.
And these are all repeat. These are all well-established neighborhood associations that know how the program works, what's the allowable expenses, what's not. So they're pretty seasoned. I don't have any other questions. I think it looks pretty straightforward and it's nice to have the budget to fund all of the requests. Yeah, it's nice to have that this year. Okay.
So if I heard you correct, though, we have $2,500 worth of grant money available
Mhm.
and so the 500 would go towards some other grant. We couldn't say, give each one of these 625. Is that correct?
We can't do that because they just requested 500. We've done that in the past and council frowned upon that. So we have to stay in line with whatever they requested.
Yeah, right. And I'm wondering if, the other thing is to think about in the application, to clarify that, they could request 500 like OBO, 500 or any additional plus or minus 500.
Or if you're feeling generous,
In case,
give us more.
But do we think we have other programs where this could go towards? So with the study that we done in the past that was done for like social services and that stuff, could it?
She's going to ask. We
Yeah,
don't know. if
That,
we can
may not
migrate.
be the other, the people we talked to, not maybe last meeting or the one before, but the ones that are, dealing with our elderly and our homeless and our
Mhm.
food. That would be a great, if we could give each one of them a little extra.
Yeah.
I agree.
Okay.
I agree. So I think our first choice would be to see if we could take the leftover $500 and apply that to the social services subgrants. And if we can't do that, if it has to stay within this specific line item in the budget for neighborhood association assistant grants, then maybe we could request that the 4 applicants receive more than the $500 because we have the funding and they didn't know that they might be able to ask for more potentially.
Hmm.
I don't know. What do you think?
I think those are good options.
Okay, great.
And along the lines of being creative, I thought maybe, I don't know how realistic this might be. But in regards to next door, there's quite a few virtual associations. I'm wondering if one or some of them wanted to do their first in-person event.
Mhm.
Maybe we could test the waters or do a teaser of some kind. I don't know. I'm literally thinking out
Yeah,
loud.
yeah,
So
just brainstorming. I don't know if there'd be any challenges with them not submitting an application by the deadline and
Oh.
whatnot, where the others did, even though we have extended it. But I mean, we could certainly ask. And as we're brainstorming, the other thing I'm wondering is we could use this for the Capture Campbell photo contest for
Mm.
prize money and
Mm.
other promotional items, maybe some posters and such. Or even the reception upon, the reception for the finalists and announcement of winners, if, some snacks or something like that. So. No. No, it's separate. It's its own line item or subcommittee, I should say. Do we know how much by chance? Okay. Might have a little budget there for Explore Art. Okay. Okay, thank you. Okay, well, if there are no further questions, I think we're all ready with our recommendations, which we'll do at the regular meeting tonight. Correct. I guess we can adjourn the study session then? I don't have any questions. I had reviewed the applications and, just like I said, since they're seasoned, and having that experience with Downtown Campbell Neighborhood Association, I think they're doing good things and using it towards, building their communities and National Night Out. And then they also have those, regular expenses like post office box or bank account fees, just the
website.
day-to-day stuff, and also insurance for their events. That's another expense that they incur when you have a group event. They're very much encouraged to get insurance for the event.
Can I assume that neighborhood night out is the same as national night out?
Oh, yeah. Did they call it neighborhood night out?
Yeah. Is
they-
that just like a block party
Mhm.
or?
Yeah, I think they meant national night out, but it's usually in August. Well, there's two now. But it usually is in August. It's like the second Tuesday or the first Tuesday. I can't remember the exact date. It's usually the early August on a Tuesday night, and it is a nationally recognized, event.
Nationwide and countywide, state.
Mhm. Oh, yeah, absolutely. It's. Mhm.
Goes out and visits some of the
Mhm.
neighborhoods and
And the fire,
And
they
fire
bring fire
department,
trucks
mhm.
and the
council.
antique.
I think council sometimes, too. Oh, no, did it conflict with a council meeting?
Did they what?
Did it conflict with a council meeting? I don't
It
remember.
might.
Oh, okay.
It might, yeah,
All right.
perhaps. I'm not sure. I'd have to look at the date of it this year, but yeah, it's the same dates, timeline every year. They did add a second one. So I think there's one in the summer and one in the fall, I
Yeah.
believe. But most of the neighborhoods in Campbell I've seen stick to the August National Night Out date. And they usually just kind of put together like a big barbecue or potluck type, thing where they might do the mains and then ask anyone who attends to bring a side or a drink or something. So. Okay.
Hammond Park is where?
On the other side of Hamilton. Mhm.
North of.
It's not the
Fry's.
one that's on like Williams and San Tomas.
It's.
That's Starbird, right?
No, further east. Yeah.
No, it's like right, if
Behind
you,
Kohl's.
yeah,
Yeah,
behind,
oh, yeah,
behind
north, yeah.
Kohl's.
Oh, okay,
and, yeah,
okay,
that
North
whole
of Home Depot.
neighborhood. Yep.
okay.
And where there was almost an In-N-Out.
Mhm.
And-
Elephant Bar behind Elephant.
Yeah, yeah, you know, Campbell Village is. I was-
Yeah, would give the
They
boundaries.
go all the way to Moore Park?
Yeah, they get a lot of stuff.
Wow,
Mhm.
that's huge.
It's really only Campbell from Hammond Park to Hamilton. That's not Campbell Park. Outside of that.
Mhm.
oh,
Kind of interested on Hammond Park, though, what driveway gatherings are. They have a driveway gatherings in there.
I know.
It's kind of like a block party, but
That's
they
what I
don't
figured, but
block,
it's
they don't
more-
block off the street.
Yeah, it's hanging out in your
if I
front yard.
remember, yeah. I think that they started,
Still a neighborhood building.
That was
yeah, I think
probably
they started
started
that
with
in
COVID.
COVID, yeah.
Yeah.
COVID, because we used to do that.
The driveway.
Yeah, driveway happy hour.
Everybody tuning to the same radio station and blasting out there.
Yeah, because they've always done a big national night out, and some other events actually, but I think that I haven't seen the driveway things, and I think that's a COVID,
Yeah.
a new thing with COVID.
I am kind of curious, actually, just sheerly out of curiosity, what they do, what kind of events they do on dumpster day. So if it's helping out neighbors haul stuff out or what.
It's probably like the neighborhood cleanup. So
Mhm.
it's the people don't just throw stuff on their,
Well,
out on the, out in the street, right?
Well, we have, dumpster day every year in Campbell, where you can put out just about, the rules have changed. a
Yeah,
little
not
bit.
just about it.
It's not
Yeah.
anything
Well,
anymore.
it's interesting. I found out actually that it used to be, there was a crew of 2 or 3 guys. There was one guy driving the truck and then 2 guys were tossing stuff along. And that's when they didn't even bring out a tractor. Sometimes they bring out a tractor for big stuff, but now it's one guy driving the truck and it's limited to what he can lift in the back. Anything
wow.
else, forget it.
Wow.
Have you ever seen what they do in Santa Clara?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
You can put almost anything out
Anything.
there.
Oh,
I have
Santa Clara,
seen-
Anything goes.
I have seen stripped down car bodies
Mhm.
on the curb in Santa Clara. I've also seen them disappear on
Yeah.
dumpster day.
It's the world's largest garage sale.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of it disappears before
It's-
dumpster.
yeah.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Free
That's-
cycle.
that's-
But the Campbell dumpster day is, I believe, in April. Right?
just-
Or
It just
March?
happened, it's
Just
March.
March or
yeah.
April?
We
Yeah,
just
we
had
just
it.
Think
had
about
one.
think about what happens in like September.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, babies they grow up, they don't need their swings or their, you see that stuff out there, or, new couches and chairs.
Okay, anybody need more time? All right, well then we can adjourn the study session of the Civic Improvement Commission, 6:50 PM.
Do you think we could do these, like, when we study sessions, not starting till 7?
This is
an
an extremely fast one.
But even the one that we did, the other one we were done pretty quickly. I mean, it's just something to think about.
Yeah, definitely.
Now we have 40 minutes.
No, I mean, honestly, like this is, I've never.
Yeah, this is a record.
I've never, ever-
Seriously.
But I mean, all this stuff, I mean, there's really, I mean, what they're asking for is really not a lot of money. Makes sense what they're gonna do with it.
Yeah, it's
Not
not
any
like,
that I could look at and say, oh, well, why would they, not even a question.
Right.
Especially because over the years, we're at. of the the regular meeting of the Civic Improvement Commission to order Thursday, April 13th at 7:30.
Okay, I'll do roll call. Commissioner Brocker,
Here.
Commissioner Coluccio,
Here.
Commissioner Russell, Commissioner Malcolm,
Here.
Commissioner Dooley.
Here.
Vice Chair Naylor and Chair Yoshikawa.
Here. The regular, excuse me, this regular Civic Improvement Commission meeting is conducted in person and via telecommunication and is compliant with the provisions of the Brown Act. A video recording of this meeting will be available on the city YouTube channel following the meeting. Okay, we did the roll call, and are there any announcements?
No, there are no announcements.
Okay, so we'll move on to approval of the minutes from our last meeting, March 9th.
I move we approve the meeting minutes for the March 9th, 2023 meeting.
Second.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'll do roll call. Commissioner Brocker,
Aye.
Commissioner Coluccio,
Aye.
Commissioner Russell, Commissioner Malcolm. Aye. Commissioner Dooley.
Aye.
Vice Chair Naylor and Chair Yoshikawa.
Aye. Thank you. Are there any communications?
No.
Are there any oral requests? Wonderful. We'll move on to reports from representatives. So I invite Stephen Fitzgerald, Deputy County Librarian, to provide the county library report for the month of April. Good evening.
Good evening, everyone. I have a very short report tonight, but it's a pleasure to see you all. We do have a spring concert series this month at many of our libraries, including Campbell, earlier this month. This is an opportunity for kids to get together and clap and tap and sing. So lots of great artists and musicians to practice some of their early school skills. We also have something called 1,000 Books Before 6, and we have kinder readiness programs, all going hand in hand to get children prepared for their scholastic endeavors. This month is also Earth Day. So April 22nd is Earth Day this year. We have several programs throughout the county for that. We also have Financial Literacy Month. It's a big month of months, apparently. We have 4 online programs that are designed to help instruct on financial literacy. 2 more coming up this month on the 18th and the 22nd. These are online, as I said. So we have Social Security and Personal Finances, and then Intergenerational Wealth Transfer. So if you're interested in those, please join us for those events. We also have a couple of in-person events at our Saratoga Library and Cupertino Library locations to discuss some of the problems with scamming and phishing. So Joe Simidian, one of our Board of Supervisors, will be helping us with that program. Those programs, I should say, on the 19th and the 29th. So if you can join us for those, please do so. Just a reminder that the Overdrive app, which is used primarily for reading ebooks online, that's going to be going away, the app itself, and they're transferring over to something called Libby, which is another app that does the same thing. It's just a little bit more user-friendly. And finally, on April 27th at 12 p.m., just a reminder, we have a JPA meeting scheduled. So if you could join us for that at our Services and Support Center, we'd be happy to have you there. And that's all I have, and I'll take any questions if anybody has anything.
The spring concert series, is that like a weekly at the same time, same place, or does it move around throughout the
So
county?
there were several different ones. It's moving around throughout the county. So we had a few different organizations, Bela Bela, Bingo Schmingo, Golden Acorn. They were at all of our libraries at various times throughout the month. I don't have the exact schedule in front of me, but I think it might be included in the packet.
Yeah. Okay, thank you. Oh, yeah, it's right here. Thank you.
The Libby app, that's, if you go to any of the like Android or Apple app stores, you can find it.
Yeah, if you'd like to go to our website, actually, it will direct you directly to the app that you would need.
Okay.
Yes, they are available to Apple, Google Play, all the big ones. Sure. All right. Thank you.
Thank you. I'll invite Nicole King, the community librarian, to provide the Campbell Library report for the month of April. Hi, Nicole.
Good evening. Can you hear me okay? Perfect. So just a couple of things that are happening at Campbell. One thing I wanted to mention is I actually hired a new halftime adult librarian. So just kind of to beef up our adult programming. Her name is Ivy, and she actually comes from within the system. She's from our Cupertino library. She was a clerk, and then she went to library school. She was actually hired originally as a library page at Campbell way back before then. So she's come full circle. So we're really excited about that. She's training at some other locations, but I'm going to have her work on some of our strategic planning initiatives, programming, especially outreach, and also starting an adult book club. So things that we haven't been able to restart because we didn't have the staff. So I'm excited to have her there. I wanted to highlight a couple of programs coming up in April. We're doing a countywide teen poetry contest. It's actually the 17th or 18th year that we've done it. I was a teen librarian in Morgan Hill for a decade, and we were doing it back then. So it's just kind of something we've done for a really long time. April 1st through the 30th, we do categories for middle school and high school, and they can submit up to 3 poems. Winners get a $50 gift card. And new this year, they'll get a private session with our poet laureate. So just kind of some incentives for them to sign up. One of our adult librarians said, why can't adults do it too? So I said, I don't know, they can. So we're also having an adult poetry contest, but just specific to Campbell, and the Campbell staff are going to be handling that. For children's programs and events, we have our regular story time, but we've also added a baby story time for a 6-week series. So we're just kind of trying to branch out into some of the other ages that we had, prior to the pandemic and in the old building. And then also we've been increasing our outreach events. So the library was at the Campbell Recreation Open House event. We had a table there. I had some staff go to the Rolling Hills Middle School, College, and Career Day. So they spoke there about what it was like to be a librarian. I also had a library assistant and our circ supervisor. They all went, so they talked about their job. We're doing story time at the Luther Burbank Family Resource Center. It's in an unincorporated part of the county. And also the bookmobile came to the community center after story time for National Library Week, which we've expanded to National Library Month, because why not? And currently our staff is working on our programs for summer reading, which starts on June 1st. So we're busy, but I'm happy to take any questions.
Can you refresh my memory when the demo is scheduled for the old building for the rebuilding of
The latest I've heard is July, August as a groundbreaking, but all that information's on the city website.
Yeah, I just didn't know if you knew anything more inside.
No,
Okay.
unless Steve wants to say anything. But that's all we got. But it's
Okay.
moving along, getting closer.
Okay, great. Any other questions? No? Okay, thank you, Nicole. Okay. So reports from staff, Assistant City Manager Angelique Gata, can you provide the city update?
Sure, thank you. So a couple of announcements for you all. First one is Trust, all caps, is a community service that helps Santa Clara County residents during urgent mental health or substance use incident. Call centers and field response teams are available 24/7 to answer calls for help. Call 988 for the local 408 area code area. On Saturday, April 15th at 3 p.m., Campbell CERT will be holding its 5th annual Taste of Campbell fundraiser, where you can enjoy an afternoon experiencing local wines, beers, cuisine, and live music at the Campbell Community Center Orchard City Banquet Hall. Proceeds from this event help pay for emergency supplies, equipment, and training in support of our community. And ticket and pricing information is available at campbellcert.org. The Downtown Campbell Spring Wine Walk is back.
Oh, yeah.
The wine walk is scheduled for Wednesday, April 19th from 6 to 9 p.m. Event and ticket information is available at www.downtowncampbell.com. And that's my update for the evening. Thank you.
Are there any questions for Angelique? Okay, thank you, Angelique. Okay, we'll move on to new business. We have the public hearing for the FY '23 Neighborhood Association Assistant Grant Program. I open the public meeting for discussion at this time. And Diana, if you could please announce each agency if they're present.
Okay, we have Mike Cray from I'm sorry, which neighborhood association are you from? Moreland West Neighborhood Association. I invite you up to the podium, please.
Yes, I'm just trying to give a face to our application and really thank you guys for all your service and your time. I know it takes, I'm sure everybody's busy, but so I'm representing the Moreland West Neighborhood Association. And so we're that area bounded by Campbell Avenue, Hamilton, and San Tomas Aquino, kind of a triangular area on the very west end of Campbell. We reconstituted our neighborhood association in 2019. And, so the pandemic, slowed everybody down, but we really have stayed very active. We have 5 meetings every year, and now they're hybrid, in person and Zoom. And, we've had Councilman Scazola, and we had people from the recycling center talk to us. Anyway, we are a pretty active group, and we have 182 families on our email list. And usually we get 30, 40 people at our meetings. We've a couple things though for you guys to think about specifically in the interest of full disclosure, I guess. And one of the things is that, so we're one of those neighborhoods, we're half San Jose and half Campbell. And maybe a little more San Jose than Campbell, if I'm honest about it, but pretty close to 50-50. And we've had, some pretty big issues in our area on the San Jose side, on the west side, in terms of development type issues. But we have been a real active group. We have plenty of Campbell representation, and we were, really fortunate enough to get grants from Campbell the last 2 or 3 years, I think, and they've been very helpful. So in our application, so we're asking for, as of now, the full $500, and so we have $32 just for our domain name that we want to update. And then we have a WordPress a fee of $108. And we do have a pretty good website. And the 2 other things though, so one item is a block party that we would like to do. And we actually had one last year, thanks to the Campbell grant. It was a block next to mine, but I represented the neighborhood association and attended, and it was great. It was neighbors that had never met each other, never would otherwise. It does the things that the block parties are supposed to do. It really got the neighbors together. I don't know if there had been one in our neighborhood, and I've been there 35 years. I've been fortunate enough to live in Campbell 35 years. So we would like to do another one. We're trying to find somebody, willing to kind of lead that up. And then our other item, and our biggest item, and it's, again, something maybe for you guys to think about, because it might be a little unusual. We've already done the research, and we're looking to get some of those signs that you probably have seen. It's kind of drive like your kids live here signs. Mm-hmm. And I can tell you as a motorist, my commute, I actually went through a residential area. It was a lot easier for me. And when those signs went up about 15, 16, 17 years ago, it worked for me. I stopped and I went slower for forever. But even though we have a relatively small neighborhood association, there are 2 schools. We've got Moreland Middle School and Lanimer School are both in our neighborhoods, and we do have some issues. We maybe would have the signs in conjunction with an item on one of our agendas about, safety measures and bicycle safety and pedestrian safety, which, issues for every neighborhood, of course. So, that's pretty much it. So that's our application. And thank you for giving me the time to give our 2 cents. I'm happy to answer any questions, of course. Thank you.
Thank you, Mike. Any other questions for Mike or Anything about the neighborhood? The Moreland, okay. Okay. And there's no other, okay, great. So that is the only neighborhood association representative for this evening. Are there any other members of the public who wish to comment? If there's no further comments, I'll now close the public meeting and would like to thank Mike for being here on behalf of his neighborhood association. Thank you for coming out and attending this meeting. I'll now ask the commission to make a motion and a second for the maximum amount of $500 to be awarded to each of the 4 applicants as requested and noted in the agenda packet as we discussed earlier in our study session. Is there a motion?
I motion that we give them the full amount, $500 to the 4 applicants.
I'll second.
Thank you.
Can you take a roll call vote? Commissioner Walker,
Aye.
Commissioner Co-Chair,
Aye.
Commissioner Russell, Commissioner Malcolm,
Aye.
Commissioner Dooley,
Aye.
Vice Chair Naylor, and Chair Yoshikawa.
Aye. Great. So glad that we could. Yeah, thank you. Congrats.
We wish we could give you more.
Yes. Okay, so next on the agenda, we have the timeline and discussion of the proposed meeting dates for the award of the social services subgrant. I'll turn it over to Angelique to go over the potential options. And it's this, yeah.
Thank you. Do we have a slide for that, Diana, as well? There you go. Okay. So thank you for sharing that, Diana, on the screen. So when we were last here discussing options for the social services subgrants, we talked about the fact that staff had put in their budget request for fiscal year 24, a request from the council that they award or increase the total amount available for award by $10,000. And asked the commission if they wanted to wait till after the council made that decision to make the awards to the applicants. So you asked that we come back with a timeline so you had a clear indication of when you would be doing that, taking those actions. So what you'll see in the first box there is the actual date that the council would be approving its budget. And then what you see in the second column of boxes is our options rather for your recommendation on awarding. Your regular meeting, your first regular meeting after the council adopts its budget would be July 13th. So the other dates in the top box of June 22nd, June 29th, and July 6th are not scheduled currently for the commission to meet, but they are options for you. If you choose one of those 3 in the top box, then we'd be going to council to approve that recommendation on July 18th. If you choose your normal meeting on July 13th, we wouldn't get in front of the council until July 31st. Following the council's decision, it'll take approximately 3 weeks to process the budget request and issue checks. So we wanted to give you 2 options because we're mindful that the agencies would like to get the funding as soon as possible. With that, I'll turn it over back to you. Happy to answer any questions and allow you to have that discussion. Thank you.
Thank you, Angelique. So I think we're all clear on what's happening here. The council will be meeting on the 20th and make the decision. So the question for the commission here tonight is, do we want to move our regularly scheduled June meeting to one of the other dates that would fall after the council makes their decision on the 20th, or keep it on our normal June timeframe and, go with the July 13th date? Are there anyone on vacation, any plans to be out? First of all, are there dates that people cannot attend any of these? I think you said the 6th.
The 6th,
Okay.
July 6th.
So we can strike July 6th from the option list. Anyone else?
I can't make July 13th.
July 13th. That's potentially and that's our regularly
Yeah,
scheduled
that's the
meeting.
regular schedule.
Okay.
Yeah. I would be totally fine with the 22nd, 29th, and then taking the place of the 13th meeting.
However, if we did schedule, say hypothetically for the 22nd, do we need to have a meeting also on the 8th or, you know? We would
No,
only
you
probably
can-
just need one in the month of
One in June
June.
and one
So
in July.
if we have it anytime in June, that should take the place of our regularly scheduled meeting. If we have it any time, or if we have it on the 13th, that is our regularly
Yeah.
scheduled meeting. So
I would propose the 29th, just because that also gives enough time in between the two to kind of get the information.
Or if we did the 29th, would that suffice for June and July?
Well, and not to jump ahead, but Diana will be sharing some information. I guess typically the commission does cancel its meetings in this July, month of July.
yeah,
so
we can't.
that might be done anyways, and you still only have to have the meeting in June.
So if we're looking at June, the 22nd and the 29th are both a little tight for me. The 22nd is probably better because I have relatives coming into town the 24th, and they may be staying on there from out of state, and so we may be heading out of town to entertain them. So I think the 22nd would be better for me personally. If nobody has any objections to that, then we can reschedule our June meeting for June 22nd.
Did you want to have it at 7:30, or were you interested in moving it to an earlier or different time?
Well, this is another discussion that perhaps we can talk about if timing is better earlier than later. What about for staff? Is that something, how does it impact your evenings? We don't want you staying here too late. Is earlier better?
Earlier is always better for us. The three of us were just talking about that today,
Yeah.
And
so.
we were talking about it here too.
Yeah.
For you guys.
Yes, and yeah, Commissioner Cluccio did mention like it's such a long day for you all, even though,
Yeah.
you know, for us, it might be easier to get between work and dinner and here. But for you all, it might be easier if we made it earlier and kind of worked around, so you're not here so late. So how early? I mean, 4:59? How early would you, how early is feasible for you? 5 o'clock? No, honestly, like it could start, I mean, it's,
Yeah, I mean, we're here, so.
so what about for the commissioners? What's the earliest anybody could feasibly attend? And we do have 2 commissioners out, so
That's what you get for being
I
absent.
can't speak to, I don't know what their,
They're lucky we don't give them new subcommittee.
I don't know what
assignments.
their, I don't know what their commutes are like or anything, but,
Well, you had the commute, you talked about, I think, Stanford, right?
Mhm.
So it's 6:30 too early? I mean, I could,
no, I could.
me personally, I could do 6, I could do 5. I mean,
Mhm.
but I know people work till 5, so that's kind of
6 would be the earliest I could do.
Okay.
6 is reasonable.
6 is good.
Do-
I
This
can,
is-
I can make anything work, just with enough advance notice, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I could personally do 6 on a Thursday. I just hate to make an assumption without the other
Well, we can
commissioners.
send
But
an email, right? We can send them an email.
Why don't we,
Get confirmation, because we did that one time before. We had a commissioner that needed to change it and we got the email, but
This would effectively give them 2 months' notice.
Yeah.
We're only in
Yeah.
April, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely, but you know, it could be a standing schedule that just,
Yeah.
it's too early for them, but you know, if it works for them, we could do 6 o'clock and then probably, you know, just move your dinner to later. And then the staff they're already here, so we can finish earlier. Let's propose 6 PM for the 22nd and check in with the other 2 commissioners to see if they could make it. And if not, I think we're all in agreement that we could go as early as 6 and anytime after. So the earliest that the other commissioners could make it, we'll go with.
I think so.
Yeah. At 6, pending
Yeah, there we
confirmation,
go.
yes. Perfect. Do we hear a motion?
I would like to propose a motion that the regular June 8th meeting be changed to June 22nd, as well as the regular meeting time of 7:30 PM being moved up to 6 PM,
Pending.
pending approval from all commissioners.
A second.
Thank you.
And then just to clarify, so May 11th is staying at 7:30. Yeah, okay.
Is there
Well,
a reason why, I mean, if the other commissioners can do that? why don't we
So
make that a,
maybe we'd like to make a motion perhaps to change all of our regularly scheduled meetings from here on out to 6 PM pending the approval of all of our commissioners. Do I hear a motion?
I would like to make a motion that we move our standard meeting from 7:30 to 6 o'clock, as long as we have and these meetings moving forward, as long as we have approval from all of our commissioners.
Second.
Commissioner Brocker,
Aye.
Commissioner Colicchio,
Aye.
Commissioner Russell, Commissioner Malcolm,
Aye.
Commissioner Dooley.
Aye.
Vice Chair Naylor, and Chair Yoshikawa.
Aye.
Thank you.
So,
Did that cover both topics?
Yeah, I was just gonna say, because they didn't do it, we didn't do a roll call vote on the change in the date.
oh, we should,
Oh,
no, we just
No,
made
no.
the
we started
motion.
talking
Yeah, we-
about
yeah.
generally
We do
moving
need to
the
vote on that.
meetings.
Okay, so should we make the motion again?
It's just
Or-
a separate motion to move the June 8th meeting to June 22nd would be fine. No, she did, but then there was.
We made a
vote.
second one,
They-
yeah.
They started talking about,
About the permanent change, right.
yeah,
We got overexcited.
Okay, so
you got the time done, now we need the date.
We got
for
excited
this
about
particular one.
shortening the day.
I'd like to propose a motion to change our regularly scheduled June 8th meeting to June 22nd.
Second? Is there a second?
I'll second.
Thank you, commissioners.
Okay, I'll take a motion, Commissioner Brocker,
Aye.
Commissioner Colicchio,
Aye.
Commissioner Russell, Commissioner Malcolm. Aye. Commissioner Dooley.
Aye.
Vice Chair Naylor, and Chair Yoshikawa.
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, so we will. Hopefully, keep your fingers crossed.
And as long as we have a quorum, we're good.
Yeah, so, okay, so the 20th, we'll have the budget approval. The 22nd, we'll have a special, we'll change our meeting date to the 22nd at 6 PM, hopefully, so that we can figure out our distribution or our proposed awards that will go to council. And then that way they can, the council can award it on the 18th, and the agencies can get their checks really probably by mid-August, so that would be great. The other topic that I don't know if it's on the agenda later, but the summer session that we might cancel, is that later on in the agenda?
Number 3.
It's not item
It's
3.
coming up,
yeah.
okay, so let's open that discussion right now, shall we?
So typically, each year, the commission will cancel a summer meeting. And so we're asking the commission if they want to consider either the July or August meeting based on your schedules or vacations.
I'm around in July and August, so for me, it probably doesn't matter. Does anybody else have schedule conflicts or potential pending?
I would-
I'd like to cancel the July too, though.
I will be out August.
Then it sounds like Commissioner Malcolm, do you have any? Okay.
I mean, I'm out middle of July, but I think I already mentioned that.
Okay,
So,
so we have two folks that might be out in August, one that might be out, that is out in July. So if we canceled the August session, that would give us a better chance for quorum and more representation. Do I hear a motion to, Yes.
Okay, so I'll move that we cancel the August Civic Improvement Commission meeting for
Okay.
2023.
a second?
I second.
Thank you. Oh. You should have told
You should have
us.
said something.
Yeah, what if we're like, we're canceling July? No. We could have had a party then. Now we can't have a party. Okay, great. August.
Is our summer social. The commission will go, and we don't discuss business, but we go out and we can go to Opa's or Pacific Catch or some local restaurant here in Campbell and just, have fun and dinner. So if you guys want to look at dates, or if you guys want to consider that, that would be a time to discuss that at this time.
I would love to consider that.
Yeah, do we have to do a roll
Oh,
call
right,
on
to
that last?
cancel. Yeah.
Yeah.
We made the
We made the motion, just, yeah,
And
just,
he seconded.
I'll do roll call. Commissioner Blocker,
aye.
Commissioner Caluccio,
Aye.
Commissioner Russell. Okay, Commissioner Malcolm,
Aye.
Commissioner Dooley.
Aye.
Vice Chair Naylor, and Chair Yoshikawa.
Happy birthday. Aye. Thank you.
So in order, you have to
Moving
miss
on to
July?
the- Oh, sorry?
I was just gonna say, somebody has to miss July? I mean, since we are planning the calendar so far in advance, could we shift a week to help?
I want to triple check. I know it's the middle week of July.
Okay.
But I'll triple
Okay.
check just to make sure.
We can talk about it at
Yeah.
the next.
Yeah,
next
okay,
month.
we
That
can
sounds
shift the
good.
next, yeah, we can still shift
If
July
we need
have
to, if we need to shift the,
I'm just trying to get everybody here.
that'd be nice. Okay. So as far as the summer social, does anybody have preferred nights or, days of the week that work better for them?
Could we do it on our meeting night?
That
No,
actually
not
works best for
usually.
me.
We can't,
After-
no. Oh.
After, I mean, if it's moved up to 6, we're done by.
It's just just a personal.
I didn't really, I did, but I know that's not what I really should be saying. Yes, we're gonna have our regularly scheduled meeting at El Guapos.
I mean, I suppose if you all want to consider a dinner meeting, or dinner social, immediately following our regularly scheduled meeting, we might have to move that one up till 5:30.
Well, we're doing it earlier now, so.
Does that also impact you all being able to join us? I know with little one, I don't know, what home situation, I want to be cognizant. Can we do it from 2 to 5 PM one day during the week?
Oh, we-
Mhm.
So, yeah,
Okay, so any days of the week that are better for folks than others?
As
I
long
don't
as-
think we should do a Friday because
Yeah,
the
that'd be
restaurants are all
expensive.
busy and everything anyway.
as long as it's not a second Tuesday or a Wednesday night, I'm good.
So Monday or every other Tuesday? I could do a Monday.
Yeah, Monday works, sure.
Okay, so Monday in July, August, September, what, okay. Anyone have a conflict on August 14th?
Monday, the 14th of August?
Yes, I'm gone.
Okay,
Yeah, I'm gone that whole,
okay.
what
That's
about
okay.
July 31st?
Can't.
Oh, I see. Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, I know. I see.
Mhm. Yeah, we have a council meeting on July 31st.
Good catch. What about when's another good Monday for you in August besides the 7th?
21st.
21st, anyone? Anyone have a conflict with the 21st? Okay, so let's tentatively put on the calendars on August 21st, Monday night, our Civic Improvement Commission social. And we can confirm with the other commissioners, but if you could just pencil us in, that'd be great.
Do you guys have an idea of where you'd like to go?
I liked where we went last year. That was great, sitting on the patio and everything.
We went to the Orchard City Kitchen or Orchard Valley.
Water Tower.
Water Tower
Water Tower
Kitchen,
Kitchen.
sorry.
Yeah.
Well, we could go to Orchard City Kitchen.
But
Um,
any of the ones you mentioned, Pacific
Yeah.
Catch or any of those, that all sounded good.
Yeah, the patios are nice, especially in the summertime.
Yeah.
Um, there's Orchard City Kitchen, Water Tower Kitchen, Opa, there's, ooh, Luna. They don't take, do they take reservation? They may for a large group though. We'll have to find out. I don't think they take reservations. Yeah, Mondays wouldn't be too bad there.
Mondays are safer.
Mhm.
Mhm.
General.
It's right next to the water tower. What's that?
Bellagio.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Wait, we haven't been there for one. Is there anyone who's gluten intolerant? Pizza, pasta. Okay. Well, maybe is Italian sound okay?
Sure.
Okay, let's give it a shot. Bellagio, Monday, August 21st. Did I say that? Yeah, 21.
Let's confirm they have outdoor seating too.
They do.
Okay.
6 p.m. Okay, everyone? Okay.
They'll have
We'll do
string
6 p.m. and
together.
we'll confirm with everyone and but just pencil that in, please, on your schedules. Okay, good. Summer outing done. Okay, so unfinished business. We've got our FY 23-24 Civic Improvement Commission major work plan. And I did see that at the back of the last page of the packet with the study session. Okay, so we reviewed the work plan and the work plan is being brought back to the commission tonight for further review, as not all of the commission was available for comment. But we'll go with what we have tonight.
So basically, during the March meeting, the commission reviewed the tentative schedules for the neighborhood associations and the special sub-grants, along with the other items that were in the work plan. So there were changes that were made to the timeframes. And and I did make those changes. They're reflective in this, what you're seeing now. The other thing that we wanted to confirm were the subcommittee assignments.
Mhm.
So we didn't have a full commission to make sure that those were correct as well.
Did we happen to get any feedback from Commissioner Naylor or Commissioner Russell on this? Have you heard anything on? No feedback from them on any, from the agenda packet being sent out or anything on subcommittees or
No.
issues? Okay,
Mm-mm.
all right.
As a side note, if for some reason we can't show to a meeting, Diana, are you the one that we should let know?
In
Before the
advance.
meeting, as much notice as you can.
Not an hour before.
Or
Sometimes,
never. Remember that
sometimes,
happened?
Yeah.
sometimes that's all you get.
Yes, yes. I'll be out in October. Okay, so the work plan. So what needs to be finalized on the work plan? Or do we have we scheduled, or do we get confirmation on the youth commission joining us?
No, we weren't able to receive confirmation.
Okay. Okay. Can we reach out to them again to ask if they can join us for the May or June? And remember, the June would be the 22nd, not the normal. Okay, so we'll see if we can get together with them. The TBD on Capture Campbell is that we met and wanted to try to better align the youth photo contest with the school year because of some of the, just like learning experience from the past, the seniors that applied and often won because they're older and have been doing it longer, are often away at college when we have the award ceremonies, and then they're not here to receive the award. So we felt like that was kind of sad. So the subcommittee is looking at starting it at the early part of the school year. So, fall, September, October, and running through probably March. And then, Gary, what did we say on the awarding?
I think
May?
we were looking at judging happening at April
Mhm.
and awards in May so that the award winners could have that before school was over. And I can't remember if it was our friendly librarian that made some comments about poetry,
Mhm.
and that the winners would get to work with, I think, a professional poet
The laureate, yeah.
or something to that nature. And it got me thinking that maybe one of the things that we could do for the photo winners is that maybe they get a session to
Yeah.
work with a professional photographer.
That's fantastic.
I mean, maybe they get something, so.
Yeah, stay up here. We might, who knows, we may have more of that
The-
inspiration.
I think that would be some,
Yeah,
$50 prize is one thing, but to work with a photographer. And then I think all kids would love the certificate that says I was a winner of the city of Campbell, blah, blah, So, but when you started saying about working with a poet, I'm thinking, why couldn't we do that for the winners? That if they want to, we can surely get photographers. That was just a thought.
I love that
Yeah,
thought.
that's a good idea.
I have actually my neighbor, literally my next door neighbor is a professional photographer, and the guy does some incredible regular stuff and then incredible things with Photoshop.
Oh, I
So-
think they'd appreciate that for sure.
Yeah.
And if you needed a space, we could always work with the community center and have a space, like
Oh.
if somebody wanted to come in and talk about how to edit photos and stuff like that.
Do you
Use the
think
space.
do you think we could, when we say the community, would we be able to get space to have, for instance, if your next door neighbor was willing to donate a 2-hour seminar for any young budding photographers or anyone entering the contest on post-production and Photoshop, et cetera, would we be able to leverage space in the community center free of charge?
Well, if you're partnered with the library, all the library programs are free of charge.
There
for
you
us,
go. So is the library interested in partnering with
Of
us on the youth
course.
photo contest?
Yes,
Wonderful.
Absolutely.
Actually, I was even thinking that since it's photography, if you want to be able to control the lighting, since I'm on the Heritage Theater Board, I could talk to the folks at the theater because we could control the light in that room.
Mhm.
Absolutely.
Interesting.
So that's another
Okay.
thought too. And they've got a screen for projection and all that good stuff.
Okay, so maybe we can reach out and talk
I just
about,
need a date whenever that happens. And I
Okay.
can, fill out the form and I don't have to pay anything.
okay, wonderful, wonderful. And the library has been so gracious as, hanging up photos in the past at the
Oh, yeah.
library for a set amount of time and then we move them over to City Hall and whatnot. So, we appreciate your partnership
Yeah.
in the past and in the future.
Yes, of course.
Okay, good. We'll reach out then. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
And thanks for the inspiration.
You're welcome.
Yeah, I love that idea. It's great. So, okay, so photo contest keeps evolving. What other items on the work plan did we need to You were absent? Who was absent? And there was somebody else too. Okay, so Commissioner Russell, okay,
We have things for Campbell Cares we can discuss and move forward on. So
okay, because Commissioner Russell is on Campbell Cares and the Neighborhood Association. So if you've already spoken to him about Campbell Cares, it sounds like he's pretty okay with the subcommittee assignments.
oh, yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah. We just need to, the three of us need to have a kind of bash our heads
Yep.
together and
Yeah,
hammer
we-
some things out.
Yep, we definitely need to make sure that all of the subcommittees have, put their best foot forward and start brainstorming next steps.
So Commissioner Brocker, are you okay with the assignments as well that you're?
The other ones, yeah, no,
Yeah.
I'm totally fine with
Okay.
street name and
Beautification.
that's just, no, that's the only two I'm on, yeah. 'cause-
Okay.
Or beautification, yeah, beautification, Campbell
Campbell
Cares and
Cares.
street name. Yeah, no, that
Okay.
works for me.
All right, thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, so we can formally adopt the work plan. Do we need a motion? Or, okay, is there a motion to adopt the updated work plan, major work plan?
I move we update the 2022-2023 work plan.
Is there a second?
Second,
Thank you.
Okay, I take roll call. Commissioner Brocker,
Aye.
Commissioner Coluccio,
Aye.
Commissioner Russell, Commissioner Malcolm,
Aye.
Commissioner Dooley.
Aye.
Vice Chair Naylor, and Chair Yoshikawa.
Aye. Okay, thank you, everyone. We'll move on to good of the game. If anyone has items for good of the game or any updates, such as Costco that I just found out about, thank you. Here, please. Good of the game. Costco is coming to Westgate area.
Westgate West.
Let's go west, yes.
Okay. Where Orchard Supply was.
yes.
I can't believe it. And then we have Boogie on the Bayou coming.
May 21st and 22nd.
And as we mentioned, I think at the last meeting, or I don't know if, I can't remember if it was the last one, but in the past, the Explore Art Subcommittee last year did a sidewalk art area. Not a contest or anything, but just put it out there with, a bunch of chalk and allowed people to just go to town on the street and the sidewalks in the area that was closed off on Central was it Central? Yeah, Central between Campbell Ave, next to the coffee house and Civic Center Drive. And so we just set up a table and brought the chalk out there and had a couple posters and sat on a sandwich board, which didn't stick very well. So I'll have to advise on what type of adhesive to use, but if, that's something that the Explore Art Subcommittee can certainly look at it. I think it was well received. It was, it was a fun little activity and brought some art, and it's one of the areas where we can do that because following the festival, the city does street clean, they clean everything up and it just goes away with that. So we didn't have any issues with public art. Public Works, figuring out what's going to happen to all that chalk.
What street was that on again? I'm sorry.
Central, so next to Orchard Valley
Next to Orchard
Coffee.
Valley.
So they don't have little, isn't that typically like food booths and bathrooms?
Not that
Not
far down.
usually, they do it on
It's closer.
First and Second.
Yeah.
Central is kind of usually there's sometimes like a little booth, like there might be the balloon artist or face painting,
Mm.
things like that, which is nice because when the
Brings
kids
the
are all
kids.
lined up, we're like, you give them some chalk and go draw while you're waiting in line and, So, and I haven't seen the map of the festival this year. They may move things around, but typically all the food booths are perpendicular to Campbell Avenue on First and Second. And then the bands are kind of at the ends and they're sprinkled throughout. But it could be something like that, just as up to you guys.
Diana, is that some map that you can get if there's any change, or can we assume that it's the same? Is that something you have access to?
The layout, and is that through the chamber?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, it's always the same layout. It just depends on who's where.
Yeah, but unless they make like, they've made changes in the past, but this is,
Oh.
this one I think is stuck pretty good. It's
Yeah.
a pretty good setup, so I doubt
Well,
there'd
it's
be
like-
much change.
I think what is it? It's the same. It's the same kind of layout as Oktoberfest.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
But it used to be, like they used to have the alcohol sales at the intersection and that really clogged things up. So, they've really kind of stretched it and made it a little, pull people out. So it's not just a huge congestion point. So I think that this layout is probably going to stick around for a while, but we do need to confirm that. Any other good of the game, anything going on that people know or want to share?
well, on March 25th, when we had the Campbell Police Foundation
Oh, yeah.
breakfast, we had a really good turnout. The fundraiser did really well. We made over $4,000. So that worked out well. We had some great silent auction baskets, and then we had
Puppies?
and we had puppies. Yes, we had actually we had second generation
Oh,
Campbell police dog, Koa. So was there. That was
that's cute.
because Koa's dad had served as a police dog. So that was neat. And we had actually some of the newer stuff was on display. Our the mobile command center that the city or the PD's got now, which they're probably going to operate out of a little bit when they're doing the construction and the actual changeover of equipment. So that'll be interesting. But yeah, but no, that was a good morning. So it's
Awesome. Anything else? Okay, then we'll move on to subcommittee reports. Is there a subcommittee report from Campbell Cares?
I've done some redrafting of the proposal and updated some things now that I've talked with Bob Carlson, like with the local Rotary group, because they're definitely interested in helping out and coming on board. So we just really need to figure out, how we select designees, to help out. That's really, I see as the next step for us to figure out and then just start evaluating and going from there. So luckily the city kind of provided this was about 2 months ago, they put out for the city council, they put out the list of I'm trying to remember the wording they used, but it's properties needing weed abatement, put it that way. So, and I figured we could easily start with that actually, and maybe even talk to some people and, kind of find out their circumstances and, are they some, are they residents, especially elderly that could just benefit from the help. And help to get them off that list, because that can become a problem, because one of the things they were deciding actually when that came up before the commission was they actually postponed it to reevaluate some things. But the reason they were reviewing that list was they have City of Campbell has a contract with the county services to come out and actually do the weed abatement, and then they get charged through their property taxes. So if that can be, stemmed somehow or avoided, and then help people get off that list, and that's, get off of the enforcement's radar and such, that would be fantastic. So.
Okay, great. And so that's with, let's see, you have commissioners Russell, Malcolm, and yourself, right? Okay. Okay, great. Thank you for the update. Capture Campbell, I think we already covered that earlier, so we don't need to stretch that out any longer.
More info to come.
Perfect. Okay, Explore Art. See, that is
Well-
Commissioner Dooley's, Malcolm, and Coluccio.
I have absolutely nothing to report. However, I think we will do some talking about and setting up the chalk project at, I'm supposed to be in Palm Springs that weekend, but I can definitely help get everything together. And I know the one thing that is crucial for that particular piece is signing people up for the time slots to kind of manage it, to make sure kids aren't drawing inappropriate things, as well as, because that happens. And, just to kind of keep it moving, but we could design some sort of sign-up sheet for that and then talk to our people and.
Would we envision that just being the first day too? Because once they've drawn on all those sidewalks,
Right. once the
right,
space is
you're not
all
gonna,
taken.
you're not gonna do it again the next day because they don't clean
Yeah.
in between. They don't clean at night,
Right.
right?
Exactly,
It's
yeah.
probably just a one day.
Right.
Yeah,
Like,
you
for
could-
example, the police foundation only does their dunk tank. on
One day,
Yeah.
right.
So,
It's up to you all, on the subcommittee. Last year, we did do it both days. We didn't have a problem with the space, we had plenty of canvas. Just, so you know, but it's up to you and you could definitely just choose one day or the other. And if that's easier for scheduling as well. Canvas, like the ground, it never filled up. It never filled up.
I'm thinking it's. I'm like.
Canvas, air quotes, yeah.
I got it.
Yes, we never ran out of space there was plenty of space to draw. So,
Yeah.
if that's a concern, I wouldn't worry about that, but scheduling might be a bigger concern. So, up to you. And then one thing with the subcommittees, I was wondering if we should have a chair for each subcommittee, kind of as a lead to kind of drive things and help, organize and just keep it rolling. Is anybody opposed to that or thinks it's a good idea, bad idea, other?
I'm not opposed.
Okay. So we don't have to decide now or we could. So, thoughts, discussion. I could drive the Campbell, capture Campbell, because I've chaired that in the past, so I'm happy to continue to do that. Or if you would rather, then I'm happy to turn it over to you to chair as well. Or maybe.
You and I have gained some traction on that, so we can talk about that.
Okay.
But I think we should have the full committee here
Mhm.
to start. We've already assigned people stuff and now
Yeah, that's.
I think we
Mhm.
should have the full committee here
Yeah.
to do that.
Okay. Okay. Yep. Yeah, if we could add it to agenda for May's meeting, that'd be great. Thank you.
Although I'd like to comment that for the street name subcommittee,
Yep.
just given how it functions, I don't think we need a chair because
No.
we get a list of names
Yeah,
and then we
it'd be,
pick from that. So,
Yeah, it would be in name only anyway.
yeah, really, yeah.
Which is fine. Yeah.
Honorarium.
Yeah. That's fine. Okay. Yep. So noted. Okay. So I think that's it. That brings us to the end of our agenda. Is there anything else that we didn't cover? Okay. So the regular meeting of the Civic Improvement Commission is now adjourned at 8:30 p.m. The next regularly scheduled meeting is Thursday, May 11th at 7:30. No, because
No, we switched them all.
We switched them all.
but I thought it was from June forward.
No, we didn't specify that.
I-
We said all. That's just, no, pending.
I changed it to 6.
Pending the, yeah.
It was just pending.
Pending approval.
Pending
Pending our-
approval.
From
Okay.
missing.
Yeah, so if
So
they
it's-
say yes.
It's.
Okay.
it's TBD.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's penciled for 6 p.m. on May 11th, pending confirmation from our other commissioners.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes, yes.
okay. So Diana will let us know the final time that is confirmed.
You're thinking.
Thank you.
Thank you.